I want to go back to 1970. Aretha Franklin offered to post bail for Angela Davis, who was jailed on trumped-up charges. And I want to read from a Jet magazine article from December 3rd, 1970. Its headline, "Aretha says she'll go Angela's bond if permitted." In it, Aretha Franklin is quoted saying, "My daddy says I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I respect him, of course, but I'm going to stick by my beliefs. Angela Davis must go free. Black people will be free. I've been locked up for disturbing the peace in Detroit, and I know you got to disturb the peace when you can't get no peace. Jail is hell to be in. I'm going to see her free if there's any justice in our courts, not because I believe in communism, but because she's a black woman and she wants freedom for black people. I have the money. I got it from black people. They made me financially able to have it, and I want to use it in ways that will help our people." Those are the words of Aretha Franklin. She's talking about Professor Angela Davis, who joins us now from Martha's Vineyard. Professor Davis, Angela, welcome to Democracy Now!
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
It's great to have you with us. Can you talk about your thoughts on this day, the day after we learn of the death of Aretha Franklin, and what she meant to you?
Well, of course, this is a very sad day for people all over the country. Aretha was an integral part of many people's lives, including my own, and not only because she made a public statement indicating that she would pay my bail back in 1970. But perhaps I'll say a few words about that to begin. When Aretha decided to hold a press conference announcing that she would pay up to $250,000, which in today's currency would be probably about $1.5 million. It was really a high point in the campaign, and I believe that many people who may have been reluctant to associate themselves with me because of my communist affiliations probably joined the campaign as a result of Aretha's statement. When I actually became eligible for bail, unfortunately, Aretha was out of the country. She was in the Caribbean. And during those days, prior to the emergence of global capitalism, money did not flow so easily across national borders. And therefore, a white farmer from Central California who agreed to put up his farm. But that was such a moving moment. It was a moment in which the campaign for my freedom achieved a really popular status among people in this country and probably throughout the world as well. I will be forever grateful to Aretha because I think she played such an integral role in the success of the campaign.
Now, you never actually met Aretha Franklin, did you?
I feel as if I met her, but because I feel she's a part of my history, and her music was so much a part of, and continues to be so much a part of my own individual life as well as my collective lives. But I never actually met her in person.
Can you explain the circumstances at that time, what was happening to you, which also talks about who Aretha Franklin is, that she came out so strongly and so interestingly talked about the fact that she was thrown in the can, she was jailed in her own home city of Detroit?
Yes, absolutely. As you pointed out, she said she had already been jailed for disturbing the peace. And it seems as if she realized that it might be necessary to disturb the peace a bit further. But of course, the fact that I was a member of the Communist Party at that time made many people reluctant to offer public support because they thought they might be associated with communism and thus might be placing their own lives in jeopardy. I was charged with murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy, three capital charges. And at the time when Aretha made this statement, I was actually not eligible for bail because capital offenses were not bailable. As it turned out, the Supreme Court of California abolished, at least temporarily, the death penalty in California, which meant that for a short while, I was eligible for bail. I'm one of the few people who were actually released because within a few days, the Supreme Court amended its decision by indicating that all previously capital offenses would remain non-bailable.
And you were held here in New York, right? Not far from the studios of Democracy Now! And California was seeking your extradition. You were pending extradition to San Rafael, California.
Well, actually, yes. I had been in jail at the Women's House of Detention in Greenwich Village in New York, but I had at that time already been extradited. I was in a jail in Palo Alto. I had been it's a long story. I had been extradited to Marin County, and then we got a change of venue to Santa Clara County. So when I was actually released on bail, it was from the jail in Palo Alto.